So we are identifying and measuring angles of a circle. An angle is made up of two rays. So I've drawn a ray here. This is a ray. And then we'll have another ray. And where those two rays meet is what we call a vertex. Now a ray has a point and then it goes off in one direction forever and moving on. So this arrow is indicating which way it's going off forever in that direction. But it has an endpoint right here. So the two endpoints of these rays meet, and we call this place where they meet the vertex of the angle. The entire thing is the angle, and this is the vertex of the angle. So when you're measuring an angle, we're going to use a protractor. So there's several types out there. You can use this one. And be careful when you're looking at all of them. They're all just a tad little bit different. Do you see how this one has a line right here and then it's flat here, and if you notice, 0 is right there. So you want to have this 0 lined up on your angle, and I'll show you that in a minute. And you're going to center this little line right here, this point on the vertex for that one. This one, same kind of idea. You look here, you see the line, 0 starts at this line. It does not start at the end of the shape. And then here's this little cross, and that's going to be where you put the vertex of your angle. This other variety here, same idea. The bottom is not 0. This bottom line here is 0. And this, they actually give you a nice little hole to put the vertex. This goes on the vertex. And notice it lines up with the 0 on each side. Now, another thing to notice with this one, or a lot of them, is that there's two sets of numbers. There's one set, 10, 20, 30, 40, rising this direction. And then there's another set that starts on this side and it rises 0, 10, 20, 40, blah, da, 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 da. Well, the reason is that way you can go about measuring your angle using either side. So you need to pay attention to which side you're starting on, which 0. So let me first draw an angle here. And I'm going to try to make it a right angle if I can. Remember, a right angle is a 90-degree measurement. And I think that would be a great way to start things. So to talk about which side to use, if I put my center here on the vertex of the angle, do you see that? And it's not lined up at all. I need to have this side of my angle lined up here with 0. You see that? The center is there, side is lined up at 0. Now I'm starting, this is the 0. This is the beginning of my angle. So don't start with 170. I'm going to start at 0. So then we go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Oh, and you can see I was trying to get it to be 90 degrees, but I'm not quite at 90 degrees. And again, I got it lined up because I moved it a little bit. You've got to be careful with your accuracy. If you move it a little bit, move it back. That's okay. So now we're going to see, and we see where this line crosses. Sometimes it helps if you take a ruler and you can extend it if your protractor is not long enough. You don't have to always do this, but sometimes it helps. So here's 90. And then I have to see how many tick marks on beyond 90. So I've got 91, 92, 93, 94, 95. So this is a 95-degree angle. Now that would be an obtuse angle, because obtuse angles are greater than, right, 90 degrees. I was trying to make it a right angle, didn't succeed. Well, let's draw another angle and check that out. Awesome. Let's try and make this one acute, so it's going to be less than 90 degrees. And I'll use a different protractor just so you can see all the same kind of. Sometimes I like these here, the smaller ones, especially if you're working with a book, because you can see it, it actually works out. Now, I've lined up. So I took this little, I lined it up so that the center, this is on my vertex, this little cross. And then I have my 0 there. And if you look here, if I'm measuring, that's at 40 degrees. Notice there's the 140 there too. Well, that's if I had started over on this side. That would be its supplementary angle. Well, what if I wanted to do it this way? Line it up at 0, line that up, right? And you see it's crossing and you go, oh, here. So you have to pay attention. It's acute, less than 90. Okay, this is my 40. That's another way of checking.